Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gaming Daddy channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about one improvement that I think needs to be added to this game. And maybe it's not going to be a title update 11.1 thing, maybe something down the road. And this is something that I feel should have actually been in the game a while ago. I don't think we really did push enough for this, or maybe it just got drowned out with everything going on in the game and all the different patches. And perhaps even what's worse was even the bans, or let me call it the temporary rollbacks and suspensions of accounts. But now that the Summit 2.0 is what I'm going to call it, title update 11.1 is coming, the developers have decided to make the targeted loot system much more customizable. And this change to me signals that the development team are building towards something, improving a lot of the quality of life of the game in order for them to have some form of a basis to sell a year 3 content. Now, this sounds like something of a leap or of a jump, but a lot of my predictions are based off of the Division 1's pattern and the way Massive ran their business model. So usually when I say some of these things like, oh, we're going to see a Division 3 down the road, I've seen some comments pushing back saying, well, how does that have to do with anything? Or how do you have evidence to that sort? Ladies and gentlemen, those of us that make content on the Division, we're largely, for the most part, not idiots. We really do understand this game from the ground up. We've been playing since almost day one when this team brought out their very first game, and we've actually followed and tracked the game very carefully. If you really want to know, I have over 1,000 videos and at least 80% of them cover the Division itself. And so I've been following this game for such a long time and watching how this development team actually carries out their business model. And just for some strange reason, I think it's come to the point where I feel like once the holiday season passes and the new console generation games for 2021 are coming out, we're most likely going to be seeing some level of a year 3 content. Now, many people might say, well, Cyberpunk is going to be there, but you tend to forget that Cyberpunk is a single player game, which many people would have beaten if they're really heavy grinders like your Division agents that are like shade level 2, 3, 4,000. They're going to blow through Cyberpunk 2077 in a heartbeat, and guess where they're going to most likely find themselves? The Division 2. Now, it's not everybody, but whatever. And this particular aspect of the development team and the understanding that they have of their player base, the understanding that they have of their business model and of their game, I think they need to now start to add this extra layer of improvements that will literally help the community to kind of start working together. Now, what do I mean by this particular feature? The feature is basically, in my opinion, a gear delivery system or some kind of a gear sharing system that is actually a little better than what we have right now. Now, I get it. Grind is part of the Division game, if you get what I mean. But the truth be told, it's actually a very different aspect when it comes to the point where, people are looking for items, and those specific items that they're looking for might be out of their reach depending on how specific it is. But what if every clan could actually have a clan stash where if you don't want a particular gear item, you can go and deposit it into that clan stash. If somebody needs it in your clan, they can just take it. Now, this system is not as good as perhaps, say, the system where you can deliver gear directly to an agent who is on your friends list or who is in your clan. I mean, these are two multi-varied layers, I guess that's what I want to say, of having this quality of life. You could either do a delivery system where somebody can deliver gear directly to somebody. If you want to say, okay, we want to deliver this item, well, you can set the requirement that this person will be in the same clan. If the developers don't want to do that, they can also do something with the clan stash, which I think is much more reasonable and doesn't really negate all of the grinding and farming that has to go with the game. And this will, in my opinion, help the community understand that for those who are really heavy on the grind, who always want to get the best possible roles or whatever, as they're making their way or looking for these best possible roles, they're going to come across a lot of other roles that they have no need for. Instead of them always going to sell or crush them, why not put them into the clan stash and maybe somebody who wants them can come in and get them. To me, I think this is a much more deeper aspect of the game's community development than many other things that they can do, because this is definitely going to help the community. It will help new players who are coming into the game. Say by the time they bring out the year 3 content, if they really want to, kind of push players forward, perhaps maybe a new player base, then I think this is something that the old player base can actually use to accelerate their move into the third layer or the third year of content. I think this is the perfect opportunity to do it. By the end of this year 2 content, maybe by the end of season 4, they start looking for a very creative way to add a system where, you can basically give gear to somebody who may not be in the group farming with you by using this, indirect method of doing it. I definitely think this is the way to go, in my opinion, because, sure, we've been asking for this customized targeted loot system since the Division 1. I've said this before in one of my videos. I remember I made a video specifically about this, asking if it was possible for the developers to make it where we could choose our rewards when we complete specific missions. And I think I made it in the aspect and the context of legendary missions. But then, it seems like there was just radio silence, and the developers did not say anything or did not, in any way allude to the fact that they were trying to bring any quality of life improvements. And even in the Division 2, it even took a while for them to implement the targeted loot system. I don't think it was a difficult task for them. That's not necessarily the case, because the way they programmed the gear, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, think about it. There were already enemy NPCs who were dropping specific gear at a higher rate than anybody else, or even at a specific rate. I think for them, it was just a matter of kind of waiting for the game's life cycle to drip feed a lot of this content to the community. So now that they've gotten to the second year, towards the ending and the winding down of the second year, they're deciding to bring out this new customizable system for just one mode. Now, I can understand how the Summit also kind of demands for it, because it's 1 to 100 floors, and you don't want to be farming just one brand set for all 100 floors. It's going to deter you to play it. So that, to me, seemed like an incentive to farm. But I think, if you come to the other side of the gear sharing and the community systems, I think this particular gear sharing system is going to definitely make a huge aspect of the game change for a lot of people, because there's some items that people have never seen, don't even know about, or will never get in the game. And many of these items have been hidden in all kinds of different weird places, especially the ones that are hidden in the dark zone, or the ones that people basically, their RNG is just not favoring them to get. I think all in all, this is definitely going to help the community to continue to move on further to a place where the game just has something that I would say that encourages community building, that encourages people who are grinding to continue their grind, because they know that they're not just wasting their time and that they're also helping people on the back end. But anyways, this is just my little idea on this subject. I don't know if there's a fine-tuned version that anybody may have, but I would be happy to talk about this in the comment section with you guys. Let me hear your thoughts. Leave a comment. Is this something that you think should come to the game if you're still playing? And if you have a Division is dead comment, I'll delete it. I'm just joking. I'll leave it. I'm just playing. You can type whatever you want in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.